Hello, this is Frank Mealy from HeartlandDiaryUSA.com, bringing you news every conservative can use. Subscribe to my YouTube channel to stay up to date. On Tuesday night, the Democrats held their last debate going into Iowa. Brian Williams hosted a post-debate discussion on MSNBC, and I particularly found valuable the insights of David Plouffe, who was the campaign manager for Barack Obama in 2008. He says that President Trump will be really hard to beat, that Democrats who underestimate him are taking their own life in their hands, and it gives me hope that we're going to be seeing heads exploding again in November of 2020. Listen and enjoy.
Really broad question. How is this party going to beat Donald Trump, in your view?
Well, it's going to be really hard. One of the things that I have a great fear of is I think people see his approval ratings and they assume that he's going to be easy to beat. He's not. He didn't run a great campaign in 2016. He's going to run a great campaign this time. One of the Facebook's executives recently said that Donald Trump and his campaign are the best marketers in the world. Not the best political marketers, the best marketers in the world. And Donald Trump is going to find and register and turn out every conceivable human being that looks like his base voter in the battleground states. So the raw vote number, Trump has shown no interest in growing out his base, suburban women, for instance. He's going to grow it through registration and turnout. So we need a candidate who can do a few things. Let's look at Wisconsin. You want someone who can maximize the support of suburban women outside of Madison and Dane County, and get the kid who comes from Missouri, who's going to University of Wisconsin, to register and be active, and get the 19-year-old African-American male in Wisconsin who has no interest in politics to register and vote, and win back some of the Obama-Trump iron worker voters. So we should not underestimate the challenge here, and I think that's why voters are so focused on electability, is they want to get this right. I think as it relates to the primary, I agree the debate. Is there going to be a groundswell to anybody out of this debate? I don't think so. Will there be erosion for anybody? I don't think so. This is a wide open race, and I think it's going to have a lot of surprises for us, both in Iowa and the whole race. But if you're trying to simplify it to one thing, I would say if Joe Biden wins the South Carolina primary, he's probably going to be the Democratic nominee. So the question is, what has to happen to prevent that? How poorly does he need to do? And of course, what's interesting is if Mayor Pete, for instance, Steve Kornacki in the previous hour was talking about this, were to win Iowa, New Hampshire, can he get the kind of African-American support? I think if Sanders were to win Iowa, New Hampshire, Nevada, that would be a big threat to Biden, because Sanders does show some potential to African-American voters. So that's what I'm looking is what derails Biden, because we're talking about the race now. It's almost sleepy. Iowa to New Hampshire to Nevada, South Carolina. It's a completely different race. And in 2 weeks, between March 3rd and March 17th, most of the country votes and most of the delegates allocated, and that's a national race. And Mike Murphy talked about Bloomberg. If Biden's alive, you might even see Bloomberg drop out after South Carolina. But if he's not, I think Bloomberg will be a factor. So, but I think that's the thing I would watch is what has to happen. Basically, is there a car wreck that happens around Biden so that he goes 4th Iowa, 4th New Hampshire, 3rd Nevada, and just the wind comes out of the sails? But if not, if he's got the strength he needs to win South Carolina, I think it's going to be pretty hard to stop.
Lawrence O'Donnell, this is why we've asked David Plouffe to join us.
And it's why I cede him the balance of my time.
B,